What's going on, family? And welcome back to Israel's Movie Reviews. And today we're going to be discussing season 1 of Euphoria. We're going to get into the series. This is not a series that I was actually interested in from the beginning, but I did get into it because my wife started to watch it. And within the first episode, I was pretty much hooked. This is a very, very blunt, provocative, raw showcase of sex, drugs, and dangers of social media regarding teenagers. And I say that to say this show, me personally, I don't believe it's for teenagers. I believe if you're maybe 16 and up, the show is something maybe you can watch, you can learn from. But below that, it's technically, the series is well done, but it's not for the young. There's too many themes here that go over the boundaries of what children should watch, and I believe this is not for everyone. Starting with the technical aspects of the show, starring Zendaya, who's incredible in this role, but we'll get back to her. The show's well done. Great camera angles, the directing. Love the way it's shot. Some of the cinematography in the show is out the ballpark. There's great acting from the cast, not only Zendaya, but she's the standout. She's the focal point. Music fits really great with the story, give it a nice sense of soundtrack throughout the series. In this show, there's a lot of atmosphere, and where it draws you in from the start is what I enjoyed, because it further raises expectations, which were pretty high. After talking with my wife, she was thrilled to start watching the show, and her expectations were pretty high. And to be honest, that's one of the reasons I watched, because it kind of surpassed my expectations. And we're going to get into a little more regarding this stylish filmed angst of teenagers, which are high schoolers in this show, and they deal with addiction. They deal with self-esteem issues, which stems from being on social media all day, and the local neighborhood, which has pretty much a psychopath in it. This is the first season, and hormones make teenagers feel like everything in their life pretty much is huge and dramatic and intolerable, right? We all have been there. But this show takes it to another level. This series is about people who really are coping with the sorts of soul-crushing things. It's also a very glamorized version of teen angst. Everyone in this show is beautiful, good-looking. You can tell they're very talented. The cinematography is sometimes stunning, like I mentioned before. The girls apparently spend 12 hours a day watching YouTube makeup tutorials. And everyone is having lots of sex, obscene sex. It's crazy. Zendaya is terrific in this, as the head lead role in this. So is Barbie Ferreira as the token, not so token, skinny girl, who perhaps has the most interesting and unlikely story arc here. It's a really fun series for all the right reasons. You're going to go through a whole list of emotions while watching this, where it falls sometimes over the top in ridiculousness. It captures a lot of sadness, confusion, the isolation of being a teenager. This is one of the reasons I recommend watching this show, because at times it runs around like a headless chicken, but the series deals with very serious topics that sometimes get so exaggerated that what saves it is the good acting. Everyone knows that the times have changed, obviously, and today's kids and high school students live much different than what we lived back in the day. I'm over here, I'm a 34-year-old man, and I have a teenager myself. I have 3 children, and sometimes you don't really envision them having sex or possibly taking drugs one day. But in reality, you know that when you're not around, they're capable of doing anything. As the way they have sex in this show, the new drugs that they're different than just the regular drugs coming up from the 90s, like heroin, cocaine, MDMA. In this show, they introduce you to a whole different list of drugs. Where I was like, wow, coming from a pharmacy background, I didn't even know these drugs were in the streets. What I like about this is they show everything when it comes to social media. The use of iPhones, laptops, FaceTime, Snapchat, the way they post on YouTube with their Twitter messages at the drop of a hat. This was a good HBO series, and it's called Euphoria for a reason. You know, while it tracks down the life of these group of high school kids, man, and they're facing many problems. Where you have Zendaya's character who just comes back from rehab in this first season. She's an addict, has a sister. They're scared that she might become an addict because of her doings. And, you know, she's back at home, you know, trying to, you know, cope and trying to be a better sister, better be a better daughter, and trying to continue with school. But this series overall is a must-watch. I believe it pushes the envelope even for premium cable, right? It's on HBO. And the drug and sex scenes are pretty raw. They're gritty, very explicit. Overall, one blunt, outspoken, provocative series to watch for. It's entertainment at its value. So definitely go check this out. I give this show an 8.5 out of 10. You should definitely watch it. And if you like this video, hit that like button, hit that notification bell. And if you want more content, you gotta do subscribe. I'll see you on the next one. Peace.